So, hello, and in this session we're going to be working a little stronger, really getting into the thighs, into the core. So let's start in a gentle manner. Let's come down to the ground and lying onto your back. And have the knees bent. And just settle down through the lower back, through the shoulders. Take the arms down by the sides. Or place them onto the abdomen just above the navel. And for a moment, just settle in with your breath. See how your breath feels this morning, or this afternoon, or whatever. Just steadily connecting with yourself, with your breath, and allowing the breath to bring you into the present moment. Now gently draw the knees towards you, wrap the arms around the legs and have a little rock. And then point and flex the feet a few times. And draw some circles with the big toes. Go one way and the other. You could always do that with your hands as well at the same time if you wanted to. And then a hand onto each kneecap and take the knees away from you, then out to the sides and back in towards you. Let's do that a few times. And go the other direction. And place those feet onto the floor. Let's take them hip width apart, knees under feet, and take the arms out to the sides. They could be directly out to the sides, fingertips to shoulders, or have the elbows bent if you prefer. Take a breath in. Then breathe out and take the knees over to the right. Breathe in, drawing the navel, lift the knees to center. Exhale to the other side. Breathe in to center. Do that twice more to each side. When you come back to center that third time from the left, just reorganize your back onto the ground a little. Have the arms wherever you'd like to have them. I'm just a junkie for having them over my head. I love having my elbows bent. Have them wherever you want, down by the sides if you prefer. And we're going to just really press the right sole of the foot into the ground. Engage the right sole of the foot, push away into the ground. Breathe. And then release. And then go to the other side. Just push away through the sole of the foot into the ground. Hold for a few moments. And release. Do that another couple of times. Now what I'd like you to start doing is just drawing up to the center of the pelvic floor as you push through the sole of the foot. Release when you release the foot. Don't hold the breath. And then gently release that practice. If you have socks on, now is a good time to take them off, please. And then the feet are just beyond the bend in the knee. So don't have the feet tucked into the body. And don't have them directly underneath the knee, just a little further away. And the hip width apart. The arms are down by the sides to start. Engage the navel and the pelvic floor. The feet and the legs are engaged. Push through the soles of the feet and then breathe in and lift the hips. Just take them so they're in line with their knees and the shoulders. And then curl the back down towards the ground. Do this again. If you'd like, you can start taking the arms overhead as you lift. Only if that's a comfortable option for you. And then bring them down as you release back to the ground. Do that again. Then when you come down this next time, just relax for a moment. You could draw the knees towards the chest if you wish to. Then bring the feet back to the ground again. We're going to this time extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Take the arms down by the sides, have the palms face downwards. Engage, just as we did before, pelvic floor, navel, leg and foot. With an inhalation, we push to the left leg and lift. And then gently release. And again, we're going to push up. And release with the out breath. And then a final time. Now hold just for a couple of breaths. Keep the face soft, the awareness soft. The gaze can be towards that big toe. And then gently soften down. Have a stretch or draw the knees towards you. And then place both feet onto the ground. Extend the left leg up. Stretch the back of the leg. Engage the right foot. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, release. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and release. And again. And this time holding. And then as you come down, softening, drawing the knees towards the body or stretching out, have a little release. And then we'll breathe in and stretch the legs up towards the sky, take the arms overhead, push your way through the heels, breathe out and draw the knees down. Again. And then again, stretch up. And then take the legs down so they come to about 45 degrees. Now engage the navel. If you find the back is arching slightly, you could bring the arms down and place them underneath the hips. That does help with stability. Want to work a little harder, you could take the arms overhead. Get the gaze, the big toes, and keep the face soft. And we're going, and also drawing that pelvic floor and the navel. And then we'll just gently take the legs apart and then cross them over. And apart and breathe. And then we'll do that a few more times. This time, take them wide apart. Hold them there. Push away through the heels. Tuck that tummy in so that the back is flattening against the ground. And then bring them together. Squeeze them together and lift up. Now this time, we're just going to lift the hips slightly off the floor and then bring them back down. So again, you might like to have the hands underneath the hips. Engage the navel pelvic floor as you lift up, just very slightly, and then back down. And carry on. One last time. And then bend the knees, bring the arms down if you have them raised, and rock up. And we're going to come to boat pose, so nice and tall in the spine. Engage the navel. You could raise one leg at a time with the opposite arm. Or we're going to go for both legs. So this is a stronger practice, so go steady on yourself. Either raising one leg and the opposite arm, or raising both legs. Nice and tall in the spine, don't let it collapse, keep the navel engaged. Take a breath in and go to your preferred practice. So is that with the feet just a little bit off the floor, or you could stretch them out, or you're going 1 foot at a time. You're keeping that awareness within the body, what's right for you right now. And then gently soften down. Bring yourself upright and then go in again. And then down, lift up. And a third time. If you're doing alternate feet, make sure you do an even number to each side. And then down. Okay. So from here, we're going to just lift up and come to a squat. Okay, so if that's not comfortable, you could be on your tiptoes, you may be a little bit further up, but if you can do, just come to a little squat. And then potentially we're going to stand up. So breathe in and push through the feet, engage the legs and lift up. Okay. Bring the arms down by the sides and just ground for a moment. Take the awareness through the soles of the feet, deep into the earth. Engaging that navel a little. And then make your way now to the front of the mat, to the short edge. And feet are hip width apart. Again, ground down through the feet. Breathe in and lift up and touch the sky. Breathe out, lower down, engage your navel as you do, touch the ground. And then just take the feet back. So come back into a high plank position. Push away through the heels and engage the navel. Don't let the chin drop down. And soften the elbows slightly. And breathe. Soften the face. Just hold this for as long as is comfortable. And then we just gently lower ourselves down to the ground. Lift up into a cobra position. So hands are down by the shoulders and the elbows are tucked in. Tuck the chin in, breathe in and lift up. Shoulders down and look straight ahead and breathe. And then gently lower down to the ground. Take the feet and the legs so they're together and take the hands so they're onto the lower back and interlink the fingers. Draw the hands down the back, down onto the bottom. As you breathe in, lift the shoulders and lift the feet, pointing the toes away and squeezing the legs together. and hold and breathe. And then with a breath out, we'll let go and relax into the ground. We'll do that again. Engaging your glutes, your quads, your back, everything. Stretch those arms away, squeeze the thighs together, and then release. Push up, push back into child's pose, releasing and softening. The arms can be ahead or down by the sides. And then lift up onto all fours. I'm going to go into a cat pose. So soften the elbows, have the hands slightly widen the shoulders and slightly forward. As you breathe in, soften the tummy down, open the chest, shoulders down and gently look up. And then as you breathe out, we're drawing the pelvic floor and the navel, arch the spine, gently look down and also lift the knees. So just the knees come up off the floor by about 4 or 5 inches. And as you're ready to inhale, lower the knees down and soften down. And look up. As you breathe out, arch the spine, draw in, lift the knees. And then hold for a couple of breaths here. Again, lower down, breathe in, up to upward cat. Breathe out, arching, drawing the navel in, lifting the knees. And then from here up to downward dog. So lift the hips up, rearrange the feet. Hold downward dog for a moment. The navel's engaged and the neck, spine is in line with the rest of the spine. Knees as soft as you'd like them to be. And then we're just going to, with an exhalation, lower the knees, bend the knees, take them down towards the ground. Not touching the ground though, so they hover. Breathe. And use an inhalation next to engage your pelvic floor and lift up. Take a breath out, bend the knees, lowering them down. Breathe in and lift up. Take a breath out, and then as you breathe in next, jump the feet or step them forward towards the hands. Come to a forward fold. Knees as bent as you need them to be. Put softness into the hamstrings and into the lower back. And then bend the knees. So make sure the feet are hip width apart and the knees are going over the feet. Bottoms out. Take the arms up by the ears or keep them at the heart center. And then lift the top half of the body whilst keeping the bottom half engaged. The gaze is straight ahead of you. Into this chair pose. Make sure the knees are not falling in. You don't want them falling in, you don't want them going out to the side. They need to track straight over the feet. And then with an inhalation, push to the legs and come up. Bring the arms down. Re-establish the connection between the body and the ground, feet and the earth beneath you. And then with an inhalation, take the left foot back and raise the arms or have them at the heart center. Come to warrior one. So opening up with the chest, maybe bend the elbows a little to take the shoulder blades together behind you. Focusing. And we focus on the breath, we focus on whatever we have opposite us without getting caught up in the story. And the ground beneath our feet. Now take the arms down and place them onto the lower back or interlink the fingers. Stretch the hands down the back. Breathe in, open up the chest. And as you breathe out, straighten that front knee and come down. Raise the arms if it's comfortable to do so. Breathe in, bend the front knee, keep the hands off the back if you can and lift up. And then as you breathe out, we're going down again. Breathe in and lift up. Breathe out and down. Breathe in, release the hands, step the left foot in and come to chair pose. So make sure they're underneath the hips, underneath the knees, those feet. Lift up. Step back with the right foot, left foot leads into warrior one. Establish your pose, making sure everything is comfortable but strong, and the knees doesn't go beyond the ankle. You want it either further towards you or square above the ankle. Shoulders down, steady gaze. And then take the hands behind you, interlink the fingers. Stretch the hands down, if that's okay for your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out, straightening up the front knee, but not locking it out and coming down. Raising the hands if that's appropriate. Breathe in and lift up. Keep the hands away from the body if you can. Breathe out, folding down. Breathing in, lifting up. Breath out, fold down. Release the hands, step the right foot in to hip width apart into chair pose. Breathe in, lift up, bring the arms around. Okay. So we're going to take the feet wide and the toes are out to the side slightly and bend the knees, but stretch through the inner thighs to keep those knees safe. Okay, I'm going to breathe in, raise the arms up, take the gaze up. Breathe out, draw the hands down and squat a little lower if you can do. Breathe in, lift up, you can raise up a little. Breathe out, hips down, stretch through the inner thighs. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out and down. Again. Out and down. This time breathe in, lift. Step the feet together, bring the arms down. Just take a moment, pause, be with your breath. Okay, now we're going to take the feet, so they are just over hip width apart perhaps. This is very individual, we're going to squat. So you may like to take your toes out to the side, you may need your feet a little wider. It's a real individual thing, is this. But as we squat, we make sure that we have the tummy, the navel and the pelvic floor engaged, and that the knees go over the feet. So they don't go in, they don't splay out. Those knees have to be safe. You only squat as far as feels right for you in this moment. Okay, no pushing it. So take the hands to the heart center, breathe in, breathe out, and lower your bottoms down, take them out, but don't bend forward, keep the upper body upright. And then breathe and push through the feet, come up, stretch up, bring the hands around, back to the heart center. Next breath out, down. Engage the feet, push through the legs as you lift up, stretch up and down. Breath in, breath out. Now lift the toes, soften the toes, take the weight into the heels. Breathe in, lift up, round, back to the heart center, down, lift up, around, back to the heart, and down. And this time we're going to take the hands to the ground, lower the knees, come back to child's pose. So Whichever feels right for you, knees together, knees apart, arms outstretched or down by the sides or underneath the head. So here, just connecting with the breath, connecting with your heart center, connecting with the earth beneath you. And then as you're ready, lift up and just come to a comfortable seated or kneeling position. And maybe just pop a jumper on, pop socks on. And softly close the eyes, have the hands soft onto the lap. And take a breath in, a breath out, and gently twist around to your right. Hold that twist there for a moment. Use an in-breath to come to the center, an out-breath to go to the other side. In-breath to the center. And then soften the hands and come to the breath. Now gently drop the chin down towards the chest and softly open the eyes. As you're ready, lifting the chin. Namaste.